new feature we have started recently. What would you do? I will give you the setup. You can think about what you would do in this situation, and I'll tell you what we did. How we handled it. A new owner-operator with their own authority went through us to get their first load. Their first broker load. Proud papa. New truck, new trailer, new authority, first load. This guy was ready to go. It was a load of canned soda pop. Picked it up around St. Louis. I think he was going to Iowa, maybe Nebraska. It was summertime. Now, if this sounds familiar to you, you've been a regular watcher or listener to the podcast or YouTube videos, because, we've talked about this before, but it's pretty important. That's why we're going to go over it again. For those of you who don't know, because problems arise when you are brokering freight, and you've got to handle them. Now, it was a load of canned soda, palletized canned soda. Picked up the load, no problem, got to the destination, opened the doors, and all that canned soda had fallen over. It was a mess. Some of those cans had popped. Middle of the summer, hot, 100 degrees. Soda pop dripping off the walls, off the ceiling. Get a call from the driver, the owner-operator. Poor guy was about in tears. Man, I just opened the door. This whole trailer load is falling over. There's got to be 200 or 300 cans in here busted. It's a mess. It's just soda pop cans. You can visualize it in your mind. All those cans on the floor, just dripping soda pop on the walls. Probably some of the cans were still spewing. This guy, he was having a bad day. As a broker, the broker was, having a bad day too. Because unless the load delivers, nobody makes money on the load, including the broker. So, the driver said, listen, I'm going to call it a day. I'm just going to file an insurance claim on this, find me someplace I can dump this load and start over. So what would you do? If the driver does that, nobody's going to make money on the load. What would you do? Well, here's what we did. Sometimes you've just got to take the driver's hand and talk calmly. Say, hey, look, I understand your frustration, but do you understand how big of a mess just one soda pop can burst can make, and especially in an enclosed trailer? You may think you have 300, 400, 500 cans popped, but in reality, you may only have a case making that mess. The rest of them might be all right. The driver thinks, well, you really think you could be? Look, it's this way, Bunny. If you decide to trash that load and file an insurance claim, we'll never be able to load you again. You gave up on the load. You trashed it. And if this is your first load, I'm sure your insurance company's not going to be too happy about you filing a claim on your first load and trashing it. Because you got to remember, once the insurance company pays the claim, they own the freight. And if you trashed it, what are you going to do? And the insurance company's probably going to be thinking like us. It could be only a case, not 400, 500, 600 cans. Even if it is 400 to 600 cans, there's still money that can be made by selling that to someone else. Well, what do you think I should do? Ask the driver, how far in front of those loading docks can you pull your trailer up? I mean, if you were to pull your trailer straight up from those loading docks where you're supposed to unload, how far can you pull it up? Because, I can pull it up a football field if I wanted to. I mean, it's plenty of room. I said, okay, pull straight away from that dock. Get out of the way. But make sure the tail end of your trailer is facing that loading dock. So those people on that loading dock, they can see you out there restacking all that soda pop. Do you think that'll work? I go, it's only what we're going to find out, how many cans you really got busted. So, all right, I'll try it. Okay, here's what we were hoping. We were hoping that the people on that loading dock would be watching that guy restack all that soda pop and have empathy on him. Even sympathy, if you will. Because we knew they could still refuse it. Because all those cans were going to be sticky as sin. I mean, and it was going to be attracting bees and flies and everything. They could have, there was a possibility they could still refuse the whole load. But we were hoping that them watching this guy restack all this for 2 or 3, 4 hours, they'd have pity on him and not worry about it. Because, they had to have a water hose, right? 2 or 3, 4 hours went by, got a call from that driver. You would have thought he won the lottery. He was so happy. You could hear his grin ear to ear. Man, there was only like 5 cans busted out of that whole load. They took the load. Oh, yeah, they took it, and everything went great. Sometimes you just got to walk the driver through the solution or whatever the problem is. Don't focus on the problem, focus on the solution. But that is our new segment, What Would You Do? WWYD, What Would You Do? I'm going to try to do those every Wednesday.